Booktube, it's Stephanie. Today I'm going to share with you 6 books that I read because of Booktube. And I also have 3 honorable mentions because I have heard a lot about them and I probably subconsciously at least actually picked them up because of Booktube, but I did already own them or I was inspired to read them because of other things. So let's get started with, for me, the obvious one, and that would have to be Ios's Makt by Leigh Bardugo. The English title is Sharon Bone. I would probably never have picked this up if it weren't for everyone on Booktube talking about it, and definitely Sam from Tons of Tomes just raving about this series because it's one of her favorites. And yeah, all in all, it was a fast read. I had to pace myself a bit because I was just powering through this and I had just gotten back to reading, so I was like, I know this is going too fast. I liked it. It has been like 3 years and I've not continued, and I own the other 2 books. We'll see when I get to them, but I definitely would not have picked this up if it weren't for Booktube. Another very famous Booktube darling, Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This one I loved, and I also got the other 2 books. I finished these last year. This is brilliant, but again, I probably wouldn't have picked it up if I hadn't heard it so many times on Booktube. And obviously the formatting with a mixed media and the way everyone talks about it definitely helps, but I probably wouldn't have picked it up because of that, because it would have been slightly intimidating for me. But I really liked it and I would definitely highly recommend it. The second one, I really enjoyed it because unlike what I thought, I thought that that book was taking place like at the same time as Illuminate. Nimona is the book I'm talking about, but it actually takes place afterwards, and that just made me feel like the stakes were way higher. So I enjoyed that. The third one, I like the resolution. Yeah, the first one is definitely my favorite. And then we have My Hero Academia Volume 1. I probably would never have picked this up. I had heard or read things online about this manga series, but I probably would not have cared too much about it. If it, especially, I would say the main offender for me picking this up would have to be Jesse the Reader, because he loves this series. But just because of that, I'm blanking about who else really likes this series, but I probably would not have picked this up if it weren't for Booktube. Mostly because, I mean, let's face it, it's how many volumes are out now? Almost 20? And yeah, I have volume 6 on my TBR right now. Mangas are fun, simple and easy, and I do like this one. And yeah, I like it. But yeah, if it weren't for Booktube kind of nagging, I probably would not have picked this up. Then I want to talk about Nimona, and right now I can't remember what her first name is. I do Noelle Stevenson? I do think that's her name. This is a graphic novel that's self-contained in this volume, and if it weren't for the ravings about this book, I definitely would not have picked it up. I like the art style. I did like the art style, and I definitely understood what people meant with it being kind of brave morale and things. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't like a 5-star for me or anything. It kind of fell a little bit in the same camp as the Grisha book. However, I didn't have that much expectations for Sharon Bone, but I did have pretty high expectations of Nimona, so that's probably why it didn't really live up to the hype I had built up. But I did like it, so there's that. Then I have 2 more graphic novel series, and the first one being the Cinder. Let's just see that so that it's not glaring. This is volume 4 because I get these from the library, And since I actually had volume 4 here, why not just show it to you? This is a beautiful graphic novel series. This one particular is sci-fi, and I liked it. I do like the art style on these, and yeah, this video is nothing to do with what the story is about, so I'm not going to go into that. But I do feel like the volumes are too short. That's like my pet peeve about them. I really like them, but it feels like it's been dragged out for some reason. Like, oh, we need to make as many volumes as possible, so let's make each volume shorter. That's kind of the feeling it is. Maybe that's just me right now, because I do know it takes a really long time to do a full volume like this. But yeah, I really liked it. I really liked this series, and yeah, I really liked it. Oh, I'm liking it. There we go. And you probably have seen this one coming, The Wicked and the Vine. Yeah, I really love this. This is the fifth volume. There we go. Yeah, I really like this. Again, something I would not have picked up if it weren't for this one. I would have to say it's Culinary who got me into this one, and the Cinder would have to be Yi from Book Roast. But yeah, really enjoying this series, and it's so good. I really like this one, and this one is actually pretty heavy. But yeah, I really like this. Let's go like that. When it comes to the manga and graphic novels, I probably would not have picked them up at all if it weren't for Booktube. Not so much because, oh, I'm too good reader or I'm a proper reader. Nothing like that, but just they have changed now at my library where the manga and graphic novels are. Before it was like if you went there, you had all these like 16-year-olds like staring at you and being like, what are you doing here? Like, it was so uncomfortable going there. But now it's right next to science fiction and fantasy, and they've also mixed young adult and adult, so everything is in the same place. I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, I do have 3 honorable mentions, as I said. The first one would have to be The Martian by Andy Weir. This one I wanted to read when I saw the trailer for the movie. I have not watched the movie yet. So yeah, I had not heard about this before I saw that trailer, and I wanted to read it before I watched it. Now I just need to wait until I can see it. That was awkward, but yeah, this one definitely talked about a lot on Booktube. The reason I read it was because I wanted to watch the movie. The next one I purchased on my own before I even like heard about it, or before I discovered Booktube, because I bought this one when it came out, 2000 and book 1. Yeah, I can see that. When did I buy this? This is the first edition of Cinder that came out 2012. I wanted to read it then, but I was in this, as I definitely have nagged about it, my huge several years reading slump. I have now read it. I have finished it 1 hour before midnight on New Year's Eve one year. But definitely Booktube made me actually pick this up, but I would not have, it wasn't because of Booktube that I picked it up. And the last one, this one is, I'm trying to figure out, did I again, this is a trailer one. I saw the trailer and then I learned that there was a book, so I wanted to read the book first, and that's Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Yeah, and that was why I picked this up, and I really did like this. I listened to it as an audiobook and I would highly recommend it. I can however say that this is apparently the movie cover. I prefer this cover, just saying. But yeah, another one of those that everyone on Booktube has read. I have also read it now, but not because of Booktube. So what are some books that you have picked up because of Booktube? Is it the same that I have picked up, or is it a specific genre, or is it some book that Booktube has raved about or just said don't read this and you've taken that into consideration? That sounded weird. Whatever. Or is it some book that you have already read and then you found out that Booktube just loves it? Please tell me down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.